Alright, so in this section I'm just going to talk a bit more about the HL7, the interoperability, the SNOMED CT, and then I'm just going to finish up with a few more little points about the code I've created. So SNOMED CT really is the clinical terms that are under systematically organised computer processable collection of medical terms, providing code terms, synonyms and definitions covering diseases, findings, procedures, microorganisms, substances, and etc. It allows a consistent way to index, store, retrieve and aggregate clinical data across specialty sites and sites of care. So basically what that's saying is that just by transporting this one little code, which is if you see there, it's that eight numbers long. Some cases it might be a bit more, some cases a bit less. So just sending that number takes up a lot less data, and it's easier for the computer to recognize, sort out, and go through compared to a long list of a description of the disease or even the name of the disease, where we've seen in some cases the name of a disease is I go now to the name of a disease can be well, I have it set up so it's 100 characters in length in the database, but that's just to be safe. But if I stand this here, show it all, like that's a finding, but in procedures, and there's 210 pages of 30, so like tuberculosis disorder, like, and on top of that tuberculosis might come up a couple of different times, so having a code for a specific type is easier than for the computer to make statistics on that particular disease or range of diseases instead of with that specific code, instead of searching for tuberculosis and it not being relevant. Maybe it's just a symptom of it could be related to a symptom of it. So then it's just easier to get the statistics on the actual code. So what is interoperability really? It's the ability of two or more systems or components to exchange information and to use information that has been exchanged. Using HL7 really creates the ability to work amongst multiple versatile systems. It's much more flexible than using the XML that we used before, and DTD. Before, we really needed to know what was in the other person's systems before we could create DTD. Like, I tried to communicate information with two different systems, and I needed two different DTDs just for that. Whereas in this case, you're really only using one DTD and one DTD if you were using the XML. Otherwise, you could just read it as the text and know your segments if it's parsed as a HL7 message type using whatever ADD type it is. Sorry, so this is the DTD for one group, and this is DTD for another group. Both were very different, and both need to query different tables just to get similar information. It was just really demographics we were exchanging. So this makes it a lot more simpler, whereas there's standard format of information you're exchanging, and the systems themselves can decide on what the company themselves can decide on what information exactly they want to exchange with other systems when they have everything set up for them. So if I just come to this image here, so this is really what we're looking for, and we're looking for the common ground. We find that with the HL7. So then, because there's an awful lot of information, and an awful lot of information, quite dynamic information as well, you really do need this common ground, and you can with the protocol language you can have a very close interaction of different complex systems, especially now that there's standardized language when you're using the SNOMED. So yeah, you can the important things to know really about using the HL7 protocol is the message type. So what the ADD specifies, that's the purpose of the message. So it can be admission, discharge, or transfer. Then the message event, this is used with particular message types, and specifies the event for message generation. So like that would be your A04 or A1 is what we use in our message, and it signifies the patient registration. Then your message format specifies the syntax and semantics of the message. Depends on the message type and the event type. Then your data types. This specifies the type of data that of a particular portion of the message. So you have a type event. The message is the atomic unit of data transferred between the systems. It's comprised of a group of segments in a defined sequence, and each message has a message type that defines its purpose. HL7 provides a HL7 message structure for each message, so this makes it straightforward for everyone using the system to know what way the message is to be written, or can be written if necessary. So then just a few little extra details about my system. I have just one superclass, and the nurses and patients, a nurse, patient, and a GP extends from this patient class. Then we have we have a statistic class as well, which is just very basic, and all it has is the description, results, unit and date as the variables, and it just adds the stats to the SQL. What else did I write? Did a resources class as well. This comes in when in the long term or in the additional agencies class. It comes in very important there. And then that's really all the classes I have. I just have the DTDs from CA2 in there as well, and a few others. So that's everything, and I hope I've made everything as clear as possible. Thank you and Happy New Year.